And there we are, the simplest one pot spaghetti bolognese made. Anybody can make this. That is absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're going to just break the myths. We're just going to cook with what we've got in the fridge, in the freezer. I've just been defrosting some mince. I've got some homemade bacon, but you can use normal bacon. We're making spaghetti bolognese. It's not hard. This is a really easy, tasty meal to put on the table that anyone can do. And we're not following any rules whatsoever. Let's get that out of the way right from the start. It's a one-pot job. You've seen me cook one-pot pastas on here before. We're doing it again. It's so easy. Now, if you like this video, don't forget, give it the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Let's get on. Right, like I say, this is going to be a very simple, let's throw it all together in a pot, make a most fantastic meal very quickly. We need to be dicing the onions. Onion is made up of segments. None of this parallel cut. It's rubbish. Don't do it. It doesn't matter how you dice your onions, small or large. An onion is in segments and it will dice every time without that stupid parallel cut. Let's get that out of the way to start off with. They're diced onions. All these wannabe chefs that keep telling you about this stupid parallel cut, all they're doing is promoting something which is dangerous. So we're just going to dice our onion. In fact, I'll do that little white onion as well there, look. So we're not rushing, look. There you go. Diced. All going in the same bowl. So we'll just do these ones. Okay, onion. Now I've got a little bit of garlic here. Garlic is optional. That's whatever you like. I'm using it. We're going to give it a little bit of a squashing. And then we're over the top. It doesn't matter about fine mincing. That's entirely up to you. You know, it's going to be cooked for a reasonable amount of time. It's going to dissolve into the dish. That's our onion and garlic. Now we have this little pepper. We're going to use that. And we want some dices again of our pepper. Now again, you dice it as big as you like. That is up to you. In a bowl. So we got this little bit of celery here. Again, nice and diced up. Celery goes in that bowl. So you get the idea? You can use any veg. Carrot. We've got some bacon here which is defrosting. It's homemade bacon. There's a link on the channel if you want to go ahead and make it. We want some bacon bits. That's all our ingredients prepped. So grab yourself a pan. Straightforward cook. Anybody can cook. Oil. Use whatever you want. This is olive oil. Let's put a bit of that in, okay? Now you could use all olive oil. This is canola oil. Let's put a bit of that in. You could use all oil. It's up to you. I'm just showing you you can use anything. Don't get flustered. Flame on. Onions and garlic in there. It doesn't matter about having a pan boiling hot to put the onions in. I want a little bit of a stir on there. Look, let's start to get that in there. Little bit of seasoning. That's pepper. Now we're making a bolognese. Bolognese, nice black pepper. But use white pepper. No one's bothered. Salt, help break down a little bit of the fluid in there, which is obviously going to help for the veg as well. No hassle on this one, nice and steady. If you get colour on, you get colour on. Now with all recipes, and it actually says in the description on my channel, taste and adjust. Throw in what you like. A recipe is a basic structure and then you move to what you like. All the people who cook directly to the recipe, okay, they want to emulate the recipe, but you know, it's not always necessary to have that good meal on the table. A pinch of thyme in now, and we're going in there with about a teaspoon of dried oregano. Now that's going to release its oils and things into the pan now. There is absolutely no point in throwing the flavourings in on top of all the juice. Okay, now we want to be getting in there with our meat. And now this meat's still frozen. It doesn't matter. So start to break your frozen meat, or if you're using fresh, break it up and start to cook it in there. Just give that beef a little turning over a little minute in there. Okay, in with our bacon. Now bacon's optional, you don't have to put bacon in, you know, but it adds a nice flavour if it's smoky bacon. Right, this is a stock cube. It's a world famous stock cube in the UK. In there, crumble it up. That's going to give us that beefy flavour, you know, which normally takes a long time to cook down. Give it a little stir through. In there with our veg. Start your veg off. We're going to give this probably about 5 or 6 minutes, just gently turning it over, letting it have a little bit of a cook, then gently turning it over. Soften it all up, try and get those flavours in there a little bit. I am going to go in there with a little bit of smoked paprika. Put that nice smokiness in there with that smoky bacon. Whoa. Now, like I say, you could always use a jar of sauce. Chuck the jar of sauce in, that's up to you. We're going a different route on this. We're going to go with a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste or tomato puree. Stir in, let's have that cooked in there a little minute. With some brown sugar here, look. And we're going to go in there with about a tablespoon. Use white sugar, brown sugar, use any sugar. Let's have that in there. Now that looks fantastic already. A little bit of red wine. Oof. Now this is South African. I'm not sure it's a good wine in South Africa, but it's on sale here. We're going to go in with about a cup of wine. We keep the rest to enjoy with our dinner. In it goes. Cook that in there. The alcohol will cook off, leaving a really pleasant full-bodied flavour. Tin of tomatoes, whole tomatoes. If you've got chopped, use chopped. In with the juice. The usual trick on this channel. Cut the tomatoes in the tin with a pair of scissors. I'll turn that over so you can see. It's as easy as that. And then just finish it off like that in there. Stir it in. What we need to do now is simmer this for about 15 minutes. So, grab yourself a lid, turn down the heat, and what you're going to do in those 15 minutes, you're going to keep coming along. Just give it a little turn over. Make sure it's not stuck on the bottom. Put the lid on, carry on cooking. Now what we will do actually, I should have said this before, what we will do, we will add some water to this already. Probably about 2 cups of water. Now that's straight out of the kettle. And we're going to let that all cook in there for about 15 minutes. The reason for putting the water in now, we need water to cook the pasta. It's all going in here. So let's have all the flavour in that water. It's been simmering away for about 20 minutes actually, maybe just a little bit more, 21, 22 minutes, irrelevant. Okay, everything is cooked in there. Pasta of choice. So we're just going to take our spaghetti and we're just going to lay it on the top of there. Now if you think you haven't got enough pasta, you have other pasta shapes. We've done it before on the channel. I'm not going to put too many in because there's enough spaghetti. But put your pasta in. Don't worry about it. We have quite a lot of sauce. That's why this is a fantastic one-pot dish. You know, the pasta is going to release all the starches inside there and it's going to thicken as the pasta cooks. What a perfect way to cook spaghetti or pasta. Nice and steady. Lid back on. Now that's going to cook, packet instructions, I don't know, 10 minutes, somewhere around about there. Okay, we've had a couple of minutes. You can see, look, the sauce, just put that there. The sauce has started to be absorbed into our spaghetti. Look at that. That is perfect. So all we do now is turn the spaghetti into our sauce. Let the spaghetti keep cooking. What a perfect one-pan dish. Lid back on. Let it keep cooking a little minute more. So we are just going to run our knife quickly over that basil. And we're going to stir a little bit of that in with our pasta. That is going to give us that basil flavour all the way through our one-pan spaghetti. It's one of those herbs where people overuse it or overcook it. It only needs chopping and chucking in. And that is one fantastic one-pot spaghetti made. And you could go really posh and you could stir in some grated parmesan. That is our dinner made. Flame off, let's serve it up. Over there with a little bit of that grated parmesan. And there we are, the simplest one-pot spaghetti bolognese made. Anybody can make this. That is absolutely fantastic. Look at that. So let's get in and give it a taste test. That spaghetti, still slightly firm. That is delicious. Oh man. We got a fantastic sauce going on there. We got our meat in there, look, we got our mince, we got our spaghetti, we got our parmesan. Oh, tomatoey. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That is absolutely superb. That is delicious. Fantastic seasoning in there. We've put in whatever veg we wanted. Don't be fooled. Follow a recipe how you want to adapt to that recipe. Don't forget, taste and adjust. So if you like what we're doing, don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video.